How's everybody doing? Well, another episode of our Saturn series. As you can see here, I got the long staff. This is a staff versus the stalk I always carry. A stalk is 3.5 inches, and it is a symbol of kingship, priestship really, priestship, but kingship. But when you are much older, past 50, you are replaced from a stalk to a staff, which is higher than you. It symbolizes divinity, and it goes over your head. It's taller than you, to symbolize that there's a higher God, a higher presence looking over you, and that we are to be humbled in humility as we have a God above us. No different from a yarmulke or a kufi with the Jews and the Arabs. So this here is also a symbol of absolute authority. And here are the 7 rays, which symbolizes the 7 rays of the sun, the 7 days of the week, the 7 planets, the 7 chakras, the 7 musical scales, the 7 continents, the 7 oceans. 7 times 4 is 28, the 28 phases of the moon. 7 times 4 is 28. A woman's menstrual cycle. The number 7 is the number of the demiurgic God of Jehovah. Saturn in Leo. Look at my shirt. Another one of the designs by my new designer who has combined some colors and is going to be part of my new line. I cannot mention her name yet, but she is doing some awesome job in collecting my clothes and my designs. You'll be seeing plenty of it. What better design for this segment of Leo? Saturn in Leo. Hi everybody. How's everybody? Where's Leo? I cannot do this without a little bit of a drink, a split, and some music, and looking flashy, sexy, and just, well, you know. Johnny Pacheco. It's always a good time when you're with Leo. Oh my God, hey, how's everybody doing? Everybody, I apologize. I am scheduling, for those of you who are my recurring people for my readings, I'm doing a 2-week schedule. Like I see you guys or talk to you guys twice every 2 weeks. Because and I hired a couple of staff people. This coronavirus has really hit really hard. So please be patient. I'm getting to many of you. It'll be worth it. I'm also typing the content that I'm preparing for the paid subscription and going through the process of acceptance and also writing my thesis in medium.com. I'm already doing the data entry. It's a lot of work. And because of this coronavirus pandemic, I'm short-staffed, so that's why you don't see me on the air as much. And I'm a little in delay in answering it, and even doing my sessions that I do with those who have paid for birth trust. We used to do them every other day. It's up to a year now. That's the liability. That's why it's not that expensive, because it's up to a year. You have to trust that even though I've been doing the chart with you guys, that you know who you are out there, and I haven't gotten to you and I haven't honored the appointments on time, I understand that everything happens for a reason, and everything ebbs and flows. You're paid up for the entire year. Don't think that because I'm not talking to you and I'm not referencing you, that I know every single one of my subscribers who I have charted. And I follow every single birth chart of every single one of you who I have in my file. So I already know what Uncle Fernando is happening. And when the time comes for me to call you, or reschedule another appointment to continue the sessions is the proper time when it should happen. So don't fret if, you're not getting to speak to me at a sequential order, at least not yet. We're short-staffed and we're still under a pandemic. So, but don't you worry. Because when I tell you that I'm on it, I'm on it. I know what's happening with every single one of you. Well, that's what which is. Come on. That's what we are. Yes, I know I am. I ate. I'm full. That's my tummy. My Buddha. But still, don't get it twisted. I'm still fabulous in any which way. Because I believe it. And because you also support it. So that's a wonderful thing. That's the marriage. So, talking about Saturn in Leo. Here we already know that Leo is rather a narcissist. He kind of is. Oh, by the way, God made the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. So understand the importance of the number 7 and the number of the ruler and the number of Jehovah or Allah or the demiurgic God that rules this system. And Leo represents that monarch. The monarch belongs and begins with the gods. And then from the gods, it translates into humans. This is why we have the concept of the king. And the king ruling the masses. This is so because we have archons and beings that are natural rulers. And they have come here to teach us how to rule ourselves. Leo, if we talk esoterically, is deep. Because even though we have a symbolic ruler, right? Even though we have a ruler, like a government, right? A president, a mayor, right? Understand where that concept of a ruler comes from. It's not that we are supposed to rule others as a main objective, but it is a great way to practice. By ruling others, you learn how to rule yourself. It takes discipline to rule. And that discipline begins with mastering and disciplining yourself. Saturn in Leo. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh. And it just grabs me. I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? So, understand that when you have Saturn in Leo, there is a deeper, the Leo man and the Leo woman, yeah, they can be narcissistic, but don't, wait a minute. Now, let me make this clear. Just because, not all Leos, well, I'll be lying to you if I tell you differently. Most Leos have narcissistic tendencies, or they display narcissistic behaviors. But thank God that we don't have many out there that are true narcissists. Because if you ever come across a true narcissist, trust me when I tell you that you're never going to forget it. And these are some of the most dangerous sociopaths that we have in our society. So a lot of people use the term narcissism very loosely. It's a real serious condition, a real clinical pathology of the human personality and psyche. When you are born with Saturn in Leo, it is very likely that you might suffer from a God complex. pulling from the opposite polarity of Aquarius, who fashions himself to be a god and above anything and everything that deals with human failings. And maybe Aquarius may have the right attitude, but he's no less any more a god than we are. We are all just different expressions of the deity. And Leo represents the rulership from within you. We learn the symbolism of rulership by controlling others or guiding others. But when you get to that level, then that means that you have to have mastered your own self. Saturn in Leo. One second, please. I'm getting a call. Yes, hello, you on the air? Yes, sir. You going where now? Okay, thank you very much. Yes, that was just another subscriber who was running a reading, and we have to finish after we do our presentation here on the air. So understand that Leo has a big ego. And the thing with Saturn and Leo is that it can make you a real abuser of authority, or it can make you a very unforgiving boss, or a very, very strict disciplinarian. Leo rules the arts, the theater, acting, beauty, you know? And when you have Saturn here, Saturn has no need and no regard and not even a concern for what's vanity. And Leo is the sign of vanity, along with Gemini. So you have to understand that Saturn represents the opposite of these things. So when you have Saturn in Leo, you are having someone that functions on a singularity, who's focused solely on a particular goal, and will not deviate, will not cease, will not tire, and will even trample, use, abuse others in the way to the top. And when you are born with Saturn in Leo, believe me, you're going to achieve the object of your desires. But when you celebrate, you'll be celebrating alone. Saturn in Leo. Leo, the sign of the king, the ruler. But understand that it is the ruler from within. And once you rule yourself and you master yourself, which is what we're all supposed to do, pulling from the opposite polarity of Aquarius, the ultimate expression of humanity and of God, actually, in human flesh, and then returning back to our own divinity by transcending the trials and tribulations of fleshly, earthly matter. We return back to God with experience, whereas we left God to be humans to gain experience. Now we gain experience, and now we go back up the spiral ladder of Jacob's ladder, back to God with experience. Saturn and Leo. It doesn't even matter the purpose. The whole goal for those Saturnian Leos are to create and manifest a vision. Those who are born with Saturn in Leo have a vision. And it is their job as the creators with Saturn in Leo to give creativity, structure, and form. Saturn in Leo. The sign of the inner king. Okay. Now, y'all don't mind, let me light a little spliff. Okay? I wish you could share it with me. It's one of those Florida, it's good too. You want? You want? I know. Listen. Oh, Lord. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Oh, Lord. Okay. Understand that when you have Saturn in Leo, the impression is that you don't really care about nobody but yourself, and you're in it for you and you only. The person with Venus in Leo, with Saturn in Leo, may work very hard and truly hard, but never really achieve personal satisfaction, gratification, or even desire. Because you have to understand that when you're so focused in succeeding at all costs, and your past, right, and your only concern is to actualize your vision, you can get lost in that and just hurt people, trample people, dismiss people, belittle people. Saturn in Leo can make you a bigot, can make you a dismissive asshole, bitch, and treat people horribly. There's a sense of entitlement and proximity that they can spew onto those around them. They really can make people feel like peasants, this small. Those of you who are fortunate to have been born with Saturn in Leo, understand that if you're born with Saturn in Leo, you come from a succession of past lives in which you don't cooperate with people. You're not a team player. And you're out for your own interests, and sometimes at the expense of other people's interests. Saturn in Leo. Pulling from the opposite polarity of Aquarius, I would do Saturn in Sagittarius in its rightful order. Sagittarius is very far away, So understand that with Saturn in Leo, you have to learn the art of creative participation and cooperation that will include others in the creative process. Leo rules the creative process. And sometimes you got some real narcissistic artists out there that think that their art is enough to take them to the level where they want to be. The arts, art, painting, acting, theater, whatever it is, it's a business at the end of the day. And there is a discipline and a structure when it comes to business. And the arts are not exempt from that. Saturn demands structure and discipline and concentrated effort in actualizing a creative manifestation that involves a process that includes other people in that process. When you're born with Saturn in Leo, you devoid others or exclude others of that participatory process. And even though you may be a co-player, meaning that you're not a team player, but you're in a team. And instead of looking out for the team, which is the opposite polarity of the individual ego, which is Leo, the opposite polarity is Aquarius, which is embracing the group and spewing out creativity to support the group and the group effort and the group consciousness. Aquarius, the opposite of Leo. If you're born with Saturn in Leo, you are not interested in the overall picture as it might benefit and affect others, but only your vision and your vision only. It is a narcissistic point which does not include other people's vision of your vision. And this is one of the lower and darker aspects and expressions of Saturn and Leo. Delicious. Delicious. Saturn and Leo. So, understand that Saturn in Leo teaches us to actualize our vision, but not by ourselves. Nothing can be done by yourself. You need the group effort or the collective assistance of others. The narcissism of Leo can be mitigated if he focuses or she focuses on the opposite polarity, which is Aquarius. Don't just be cute and handsome because you feel cute and handsome. Look good and handsome for others. Just for others, not for you. Be that person that you are for yourself, for others. Don't keep your gifts to yourself. Display them or dispense them towards your fellow human beings. Embrace the opposite polarity of Leo, which is Aquarius. Oh God, I'm listening to Hector Lavoie with the drums. The African. Hector Lavoie was a big witch, by the way. Many of the people that I listen to are big witches and sorcerers like I am. Okay? Just in case you didn't know. You're cute. You're cute. You're cute. Yes, baby. Yes. Oh my God. Guys, donate. www.paypal, the people's astrologer. Guys, I'll call for your reading. Guys, thank you. Love you. Uh, a blooper.